done with that shit show. We are not done with that shit show. We are not. And fans are none too happy. Don't blame you. I'm not happy about it either. At all. We got a little more explanation about the schedule, and we also got a statement by the Players Union, a little piece of propaganda. Once again, y'all are good at everything but signing good deals, but y'all are excellent about putting out.
The upcoming WNBA season coverage on USA Network has sparked significant controversy among basketball enthusiasts, particularly those following Indiana Fever's star player. The announcement centers around the selection of a specific ESPN commentator to helm the broadcast team, creating waves of discontent throughout the fan community. Sports Business Journal confirmed that this particular analyst will anchor USA Network's studio programming for women's professional basketball when the season begins. The network secured rights to air no fewer than 50 contests during the upcoming campaign, marking their entry as one of the fresh broadcast partners following the recently finalized media agreements. The reaction from supporters has been overwhelmingly negative. Many viewers expressed their dismay at the choice, citing concerns about perceived antagonism towards certain athletes and their fan base. Online discussions revealed intense frustration, with numerous comments suggesting the broadcaster demonstrates clear prejudice against specific players, particularly the league's most prominent rookie sensation.
About putting out bullshit propaganda. I mean, you ever seen a group of athletes that, number one, you didn't know could make themselves look worse, but officially have? Not only that, but one issue where people were like, yeah, you ought to get paid a little bit more, and then flash forward 3 months, and people were like, oh, we are sick of y'all's asses. Sign this deal, and let's get on.
Social media platforms erupted with criticism. Basketball watchers stated they would boycott USA Network's programming entirely due to this hiring decision. Others questioned whether any analyst in women's basketball exhibits more hostility or negativity. The sentiment across multiple platforms suggested this appointment undermines the credibility of the network's sports division. Comments ranged from expressions of disappointment to outright anger. Viewers called the broadcaster biased, divisive, and unsuitable for covering professional women's basketball. Several fans indicated they would exclusively consume content from independent creators rather than tune into traditional network broadcasts.
And let's get on with the season. Stop it. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate everybody watching. Make sure you're still subscribed. That's still a thing on YouTube. Thanks, YouTube. Just keep unsubscribing, folks. Don't get it. Don't know what's going on. It's happening across all channels. Everybody's channels. So it's obviously some kind of a glitch.
The phrase race baiting appeared frequently in discussions, with observers predicting contentious commentary throughout the season. The announcement comes amid ongoing labor negotiations between athletes and league management. The Players Association released statements demanding improved compensation and enhanced working conditions, urging supporters to contact league officials about contract discussions. This campaign has received mixed responses from the basketball community. Public opinion appears divided on the labor dispute. While some initially sympathize with athletes seeking better pay, extended negotiations have tested patience. Commentary suggests that prolonged contract standoffs have shifted sentiment, with growing numbers of fans expressing frustration and urging players to finalize agreements so the season can proceed.
Nonetheless, here we are. This is the propaganda from the WNBPA. WNBA, stop playing games. WNBA players deserve a higher salary and better working conditions. Send an email to WNBA leadership telling them to renegotiate in good faith and pay their players fairly. Come on, folks. What are we doing?
Interesting dynamics have emerged regarding potential alternatives should negotiations collapse. Discussions mention overseas athletes who might welcome opportunities to compete stateside, along with rookies already under contract who could fill rosters. While speculative, these conversations reflect mounting impatience with the bargaining process. The league recently unveiled its competition calendar for the upcoming season, marking the 30th anniversary year. Officials described this release as essential for operational planning, allowing franchises, media partners, and supporters to make necessary arrangements. The schedule enables teams to coordinate logistics, market ticket packages, and secure arena availability, particularly crucial for organizations sharing venues with other sports properties. League leadership appears to be leveraging momentum from recent growth.
Come on, folks. What are we doing? What are we doing? It's crazy. Do you know how many people in the comment sections are literally like, let's just roll with the rookies, the ones under contract, no matter what happens, and get replacement players? I mean, you think there ain't some overseas players that wouldn't come play? Think about the rookies that would be out there.
The proposed collective bargaining agreement reportedly offers athletes nearly 9 times their current earnings by the agreement's conclusion. Despite these substantial increases, players have yet to accept terms, creating tension with fans eager for basketball to resume. The schedule reveal generated initial excitement among supporters. Anticipated matchups featuring top rookies against established stars dominated conversations. Fans began marking calendars for high-profile contests, including games featuring expansion franchises and traditional powerhouse teams. This enthusiasm created pressure on athletes to resolve contract issues quickly. However, uncertainty remains regarding roster compositions for certain teams.
Players that wouldn't come play? Think about the rookies that would be out there. Just pointing that out. I don't know if that's something that could actually happen, but we know that technically speaking, the only people there, I think there's 2 non-free agents and then the rookies that aren't going to be free agents. Elle Duncan is slated to lead the USA Network's WNBA studio coverage next season per Sports Business Journal. Yikes. Yep.
2 expansion franchises still lack clarity about their personnel, as free agency remains frozen during negotiations. This situation has intensified calls for players to reach an agreement, allowing team building and fan engagement to proceed normally. The combination of controversial broadcast appointments and unresolved labor issues has created a complicated environment heading into the season. While league officials and team owners maintain forward momentum with scheduling and media partnerships, the standoff between players and management continues generating friction within the fan community. Network executives face scrutiny over their talent selections, particularly choices that alienate significant portions of the viewership. The decision to feature an analyst widely perceived as antagonistic toward the league's biggest draw raises questions about understanding audience preferences and maintaining broadcast credibility. As the situation develops, the basketball community watches closely to see how both labor negotiations and media coverage unfold.
Yep. Right there. We cannot get away. There is no escape. USA is set to broadcast at least 50 games in 2026. They're one of the new networks because of the new media rights deal. CDS Uncensored. No one wants this. Nobody wants it, man. Nobody. J-Mac. Yeah, just...
The resolution of these issues will likely shape fan engagement and viewership patterns for the foreseeable future. Whether networks adjust their talent rosters or players finalize contract terms remains uncertain, but the current trajectory suggests
Nobody. J-Mac. Yeah, just shut the door. Shut the door. Not sure if there's anyone who covers the WNBA more horrid and hateful. This woman hates everything to do with Caitlin Clark. This woman should be banned from covering the WNBA, will refuse to watch at USA Network. Man, what a joke. Now we know they're not serious about basketball on this network. Great. Oh, great. Here we go.
Clark's journey through professional basketball has been marked by continuous challenges and barriers. Her rookie campaign featured constant physical targeting from opponents. The sophomore season brought more aggressive play combined with questionable officiating that rarely sent her to the charity stripe before a season-ending injury occurred. Now entering her 3rd year, dubbed the comeback season, the obstacles persist through an absolutely brutal scheduling arrangement. Initial excitement about the schedule release quickly transformed into outrage after careful analysis uncovered the severe imbalances. Despite hopes for a drama-free, positive outlook on the upcoming season, the reality proved impossible to overlook. The WNBA continues implementing what appears to be deliberate sabotage against Clark and her franchise. The league seems determined to manufacture rivalry between Paige Bueckers and the Fever organization. There exists an obvious push from various basketball establishment figures, media outlets, and former players connected to the Connecticut program to position Bueckers as the league's premier face. However, the reality remains undeniable. Clark and Indiana generate the most significant financial impact and viewer interest. When the Fever arrive in any city, ticket sales and revenue spike dramatically. This represents the league's actual foundation, regardless of attempts to rewrite history or promote alternative narratives. Examining the Dallas Wings schedule provides stark contrast. Throughout their 2026 calendar, particularly during July stretches, games maintain reasonable spacing with 2, 3, or 4-day gaps between contests. This allows proper recovery and practice time. The Indiana Fever schedule tells an entirely different story. Clark returns from significant injury. Kelsey Mitchell, another franchise cornerstone, also recovers from physical trauma that required assistance leaving the court during her last appearance. Logic suggests the league would provide adequate rest for such crucial athletes. Instead, the opposite occurred. One observer described the situation as nasty, noting the brutal road trip sequence concluding the season. The WNBA offered absolutely zero accommodations or consideration. The August stretch exemplifies this harsh treatment. Starting in Dallas, the Fever then travel to Atlanta. From Atlanta, the journey continues north to Toronto. This entire circuit happens within just 4 days. 2 days after Toronto, the squad must return all the way back to Dallas. Another 2 days pass before traveling to New York. The very next day brings another back-to-back contest. This represents 6 games across less than 1 week, covering essentially coast-to-coast distances throughout North America multiple times. Meanwhile, Dallas Wings? 0 back-to-back scheduling conflicts, none whatsoever. Bueckers faces no such compressed fixture pileup anywhere on her calendar. This discrepancy exists despite Bueckers having no control over scheduling decisions. She simply plays basketball like Clark does. Yet somehow, the WNBA makes it their mission to create disadvantageous circumstances specifically for Clark. There's no other interpretation. They're deliberately creating unfair conditions, and the scrutiny placed on this young athlete reaches absurd levels. 6 contests within approximately 1 week while traversing the entire continent creates impossible preparation conditions. How can any team practice effectively? Where's the practice time? It doesn't exist. The Fever cannot hold meaningful training sessions under these circumstances. Victory becomes exponentially more difficult. Rest becomes a luxury Clark won't experience, given her full participation playing style without load management. Additional analysis from observers highlighted more troubling statistics. Ongoing collective bargaining negotiations involve discussions about season, start dates, and total game counts. This suggests the deal nears completion. Yet Washington receives just 1 back-to-back scheduling conflict. Dallas has 0. Indiana gets 3. The pattern repeats its ugly design. Breaking down the numbers, Indiana Fever 3 back-to-backs, Dallas and Chicago 0. To those making these decisions, the message rings clear: stop attempting to force manufactured faces onto the league. The largest fan base supports Clark and Indiana. That's the reality.